welcome to this very special live broadcast or live streaming on CGTN. And welcome to the beautiful Haikou, the capital city of Hainan Province, China's only tropical Hainan Province, where the 3rd annual China International Consumer Products Expo is wrapping up today. I'm your host, CGTN's Zheng Junfeng, and I'm honored to be joined by several of my colleagues. Sitting next to me is Zhao Chengcheng from CGTN Digital, and Omar Khan from CGTN's Guangzhou office, also Huang Fei and Tang Bo from CGTN's Guangzhou office, and we are very glad to be joined by our friend from Sanshang Satellite TV, Shao Peng.
Yeah, hi everyone, Shao Peng from SSTV.
Yes, in the next hour we'll talk about our experience, our stories, and whatever reflections we have covering in the past 1 week of what happened on the CICPE. It's one of the 4 national level expo around the country. You may already know CIE in Shanghai, very famous for the Import Expo, CFIUS in Beijing for the Service Expo, and also Canton Fair for a very long time for trading with
and we're about to
merchandise
cover
goods.
that soon.
Yes.
Starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Very busy
Excited.
for you. Yeah. But let's first talk about this CICPE, which is in its 3rd year and the biggest national level event after the easing of COVID-19 measures. Yesterday, we saw like tens of thousands of visitors. Today, very likely the same or even more because today is Saturday. And we are here on a beautiful port. We are on a yacht, actually. This is also part of the expo, demonstrating the yacht industry. So why don't we start from Shao Peng, because he's not from CGTN, but he's helping us a lot.
I'll help you with this.
He's local,
Thank you,
yeah.
thank you.
I'm going to put mine too.
You've been covering the event for 3 years
Yeah, actually
consecutively,
3
right?
years.
Yeah.
So for me, the most obvious change is this year people come to Hainan, to Haikou, to join this expo without masks. We breathe in fresh air and see products, exhibits from home and abroad. And in the past 3 years, I have done lots of interviews at the expo and have seen lots of changes and improvements. I'll give you some numbers. The first year in 2021, the exhibition area is 80,000. The second
80,000.
80,000. The second one is 100,000, and this year it's 120. So that's a huge increase year on year. And the brand numbers, the first year is 1,400, second 2,000, and the third one 3,000. So many international brands from overseas come to China, to Hainan, to share the market potential and opportunities brought by the expo. So that's beneficial for all the parties related to the expo. That's it.
Yeah, it also shows the exhibitors' enthusiasm into this. I mean, Omar interviewed a lot of Italian exhibitors. Italy is the country of honor this
That's right,
year. They
yeah.
sent a huge delegation. Tell us about the Italian delegation.
Yeah, so I guess you could call this Consumer Expo, the 3rd one, all about Italy. Obviously, they're headlining the event. You had a government delegation, you had the China-Italy Chamber of Commerce present, and in total, I believe 147 different Italian brands participated in this expo, and under the Chamber of Commerce, you had around 27, 28, if I recall correctly. And given that they were the guest of honor, you had a lot of people focusing on Italian products. When you think of Italy, of course, you have craftsmanship, entrepreneurship, ideas, the spirit of the Italian product.
Next to our CGTN booth is Maserati.
Yeah, Maserati. I'm not sure. I don't think I can afford that car, but it's a pretty decent vehicle. And I ended up speaking with the chairman of the chamber, and he was very clear about the sort of motivation that Italian companies have in China. First, a lot of these Italian companies are already existing companies and businesses working here in China. It's not brand new companies coming, although you do have that. So it kind of stood out to me that, okay, you've been already operating in China, why would you show up to this Consumer Expo when you're already well established? I spoke with one Italian businessman. He has offices across 5 cities in China, but he's still coming back to this event. So clearly that shows the value they see at this expo. And second, it is a really good marketing opportunity, actually. You have a lot of companies showcasing new products, upgraded products, and especially the Italians, what they did, they had seminars, they had master classes. I even went to a wine tasting event. I drank more wine than I should have, but it was really engaging, interactive. So a lot of focus on Italy, and I asked each and every one of them, will you come back next year? They said yes. So I guess we'll be doing that for the 4th.
Yeah,
Hainan
I
Expo.
mean, Italians are very famous for the very posh, lavish lifestyle. Look at the products they can bring
But
us.
it's backed up with the quality. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
they're really
Of
focused
course.
on high quality products, hence the high price tag.
I guess they also make some lavish yachts. There's a yacht coming into our port. If our cameraman can catch up with one, the very beautiful yacht. We can see some people sitting on the top of the deck, or the whole family. The kids are even there. So already tourists are enjoying this kind of a lifestyle here in Haikou.
As with the beautiful sunset.
Yes, of course. And Tangbo also came from Guangzhou, right?
Yeah.
And tell us your impression, because you have covered the event for the third year.
Yes, this is pretty much the third year. It was kind of a quiet last year, relatively. But this year, I feel like the expo boomed. We've seen
This place is going to blow, right?
like over 3,000 brands, and the number for that, just like Xiaohong just mentioned, is only like 2,800 left for last year. And for like those cosmetic giants at the hall number 4, we visited the Japan's Shiseido, right? Shiseido, like showcasing the products with the brand new packaging.
Huge
Huge
pavilion,
one, and also French pavilion, and also those fancy luxury vehicles, Bentley, what else?
NEVs,
Porsche NEVs, yes.
Porsche, Maserati,
showing their,
Lambo.
the shiny performance of their vehicles, and also, the wine. The wine
the drinks,
pavilion,
yes.
spirit pavilion. We saw this makeshift of the bars. You can get the taste test of wine.
So it's an education platform.
So my feeling was that all those brands are working really hard to launch their brands, launch their products, to capture the opportunities of the consumer recovery of China. So very, very impressive.
And to add to what Tangmo mentioned, I didn't really expect, for example, the area where you had food and beverage, specifically alcohol, you were free to go up and try and actually do a taste test. Whereas, actually, that makes perfect sense, because if you're a consumer and you want to invest or buy or stock up on a certain amount of a type of alcohol, you're going to want to taste it. And having that sort of free ability to go taste a product as a consumer, as a
From all
business
around
person,
the world.
yeah, then it's really efficient having that ability to do that. And I don't know if the first or second year was that enabled a platform like that where buyers and people in the business world could go try things. But I thought that was really hands-on and engaging. You don't really see that perhaps at Canton Fair, which is more purely about trade, import, export.
Yeah, to be-
You have it a little bit, but here was really, hey, you want to try something?
Very much to see.
Try
yeah,
it.
Yeah. And Huang Fei, as a girl, attended some fashion brands, the launch of some fashion products. Tell us about it.
Yes, I did attend the Fashion Week, and I went to a couple of shows. The biggest one was the opening show by Grace Chen. She's known as the power dresser of
Oh, yeah.
China.
All
She's
the
dressed
big
in the
ones,
most,
yeah. Big
the big
dresses.
ones, the big celebrities, big, politicians, APEC leaders.
Was it in the
Oprah.
Was it indoor or out?
It was,
Both, right?
yeah, both, right? Yeah, we had, I think you went to the Fashion Week last year. They had several venues. They have one at the exhibition hall, and they had one by the seaside.
That's really
and
nice.
And they had one
That's
at the
really
duty-free shopping mall. So yeah, so it's I gotta say this is the first time I've ever sat, on the front row of a fashion show.
show.
Not that I can
And-
afford any of those pieces, but I'm
And
like, I want all
on
of
the
these. But like,
seashore, I mean, I've never heard any fashion show on the seashore.
So they had a catwalk right
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
beach.
yeah,
Okay.
really
Not
nice.
bad.
Yeah.
And the audience is sitting on the chairs on the sand.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Exactly.
And it's interesting to see that you're not only seeing a lot of beautiful dresses coming down the runway, you're also seeing a lot of really well-dressed people in the audience. So it's like, wow, you could see that China's fashion industry is really growing, and there's
Getting
a real
decent.
push into
Yeah.
homegrown brands, and so yeah, you are seeing this sort of cultural shift happening. Before for decades, I think there's
You're
almost.
taking some samples for us, right?
I am taking some. Are we doing this now?
Yeah, let's do that. As soon as possible.
Okay. Let me
All
put
right,
this
show off the
down.
product.
So showing off this product. So
It's a
I
silk
am.
one.
So this is from one of the fashion shows. It's a
this is
silk.
silk?
It's
Yeah,
silk.
it's
It's
silk.
silk brand. So it's interesting because China obviously is one of the earliest civilizations to actually develop the know-how to make clothes and silk and embroidery and stuff like that. And and then for years there's this connotation that's made in China is associated with cheap, mass production, stolen ideas, things like that. But in recent years, we're really seeing that Chinese designers are really trying to steer away from this, idea of throwaway fashion. They're really investing in original ideas, really reliable sources, great materials. And they're also sort of committed to zero waste. So this silk, I think they this brand has sort of a zero waste commitment where they, first of all, they prevent overproduction from happening in the first place, and then they use the excess fabric to make stuff like this.
Durable.
Yeah, and they do this whole movement in the U.S. As a Chinese brand, right? In the U.S. every year, I think 11 million tons of textiles waste, is produced every year, and so they do that with American industry, and so they want to do that in China and Asia as well. So that's interesting.
Green development. Good to know.
Yeah.
Yes. Omar mentioned wine tasting. What about Chen Chen? You taste the coffee, right?
Yes.
Or whiskey, right? Okay.
Hainan is quite famous for coffee growing.
I actually didn't know that before. And as a coffee drinker, and actually half of my family is based in Yunnan, it's my first time to learn that Hainan is producing coffee and it's selling to all around the world. So I visited the largest coffee plantation in the middle of the island, and I ran into, and they're actually expanding their business with Southeast Asia. So the CEO of Kapal Apai, a famous Indonesian coffee brand, yes, they came to the expo and they were exploring opportunities to expand their brand and their presence in China.
You mean buying coffee beans from Hainan?
It's actually a lot of things. So buying coffee beans is one thing, and planting coffee trees in Indonesia and other Southeast
with their seeds.
Yes, Southeast Asia area is the other, because although Hainan lies on the coffee bean belt, the so-called bean belt, that's for a region that's closer to the equator and has the suitable climate and soil in Hainan, particularly for growing coffee trees. But Hainan doesn't have much land resource for coffee plantation.
Quite mountainous.
Yeah, a lot of mountain and fragmentation of land. So the effort that Hainan has been doing is to, through the Free Trade Board, they want to collaborate with countries, nearby countries, and to plant coffee trees over those areas. And the coffee seedlings, actually, so as a tech reporter, I also cover on science, so that's a little bit of science things that I learned this time. The coffee tree seedlings is actually domestically breeded and developed here by the scientists, crop scientists. So I was really impressed by that. And so, as I mentioned, as a tech reporter, I was originally looking to look for the consumption trend on tech products, although the CICPE is not for electronic consumer products, but I do see a lot of techie stuffs here, and as you might all have heard about the ChatGPT, the buzz around that definitely bring artificial intelligence under the spotlight. So I see a lot of AI-powered stuff from actually the massage chair. Did you know that the massage chair is powered by AI?
Really? Yeah.
The
technology is involved in all kinds of products.
Indeed.
Inevitably.
Mm-hmm. So the consumption trend I see for tech product is more for connected and customized. So
You know what? You mentioned that technology is involved in all kinds of products, but I met some Japanese brands which is famous for craftsmanship, like the shirt I wear.
Oh, so this is
this is your
thing.
contribution.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kamamula. Yeah, I think that's the Liancang in Chinese, Kamamula in Japanese. It's a family-owned business for the second generation now. I met a lady who's the daughter of the founder. They have a small shop where some workers would sew these shirts with these.
You mean they have a physical
knitting
store?
machines?
Wow.
Yes, they don't have industrialized factories, and all the shirts are made in Japan. I'm very surprised. That's why there's a need to do this manually. They say, if you sew it, if you knit these collars, the power are quite different from other parts. To make
Wow.
it durable, it needs to be done by men.
Handmade.
So yeah, by handmade, but they can only produce a very small quantity. That's why in China, they are already quite famous in some shirt buyers. They are only having one shop in Shanghai. That's all. And they presented some samples on the expo. They got quickly sold out. I think Chinese people start to appreciate
Yeah.
small brand, small quantity but good quality to show their pursuit of style, pursuit of design, their personal taste, reflection of their personal, personality. In this, instead of using like Brook Brothers, I have Brook Brother shirts. Their sleeves are so long. I don't have those very long arms, but their sleeves are like that. So whenever I wear their shirts on TV, my arm is like that. So I have to tuck in from the top. It's pretty awkward.
This one fits you well, though.
Yeah, this
I'll have
fits
to
well
say this
because
one
it's,
fits you well.
it's Asian style. Yeah,
So I think it is not going to be easy for this Japanese company to
no,
start a physical
they
store
may just
in
open
here.
one shop in Shanghai,
Yeah.
one shop in Beijing, probably
quantities.
one in Haikou. It just shows that this Hainan Expo is a good place to showcase high quality products, maybe small, medium-sized scale.
Yeah.
Also noticed that during my yesterday's tour in hall number 4, where some small companies group up well, with Hong Kong, in
Thailand.
South Korea, Thailand, and Japan.
Vietnam.
They group up because they're small companies. They don't have enough capacity to set up their own booth here, unlike Shiseido, already internationally recognized. So they're teaming up to test the Chinese market, to get in contact with Chinese consumers directly, to know what they like, if their customers fit, if their products fit the customers' needs here, and they got really very strong, feedback. So it's I think the expo serves very good for small and medium-sized companies.
I think that's pretty much the first step for them to enter the Chinese market. I talked to the Deputy Director General of one of the organizers of the expo, the Hainan Provincial Bureau of International Development, and she told me that the strategy is, I talked with her about the spillover effect, some good results. She said that the strategy is to, first of all, we use this platform to attract or invite those exhibitors overseas coming over here. And then when they are here, we would introduce them about the Hainan Free Trade Board, some preferential policies, tax incentives, infrastructure, etc. So then they would decide to take a look if they want to explore furthermore in the Chinese market. And some company did like that, like the Indonesian coffee company. What's the name again?
Kapalapai.
Yeah.
Sorry, I told you
They-
it was Appy yesterday.
They
I don't know. Go on.
Yeah.
火山
Huochuan
Huochuan.
in Chinese. Yeah, they had the very first physical store here in Haikou with a local
very first
coffee
one.
partner.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's very good. And they, I talked to their CEO as well.
Okay.
They had their a very full industrial chains for the coffee industry, from growing, from roasting, processing, marketing, etc.
Back in
and
Indonesia,
they're
Yes.
planning to move one of those processing lines and sectors into the island.
The whole,
Yeah.
whole chain.
Not necessarily the whole chain, but part of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the island already established some of the factories. And I also went down to south of the island where the arguably first coffee factory was established there. And so Hainan has a history for coffee.
Exactly. The coffee industry was started right after the overseas Chinese returned from Southeast Asian countries and regions in
Over 100 years
1950s.
ago.
Yeah, several decades ago. So you have mentioned the coffee store opened by Capo Abe Group. That's the very first one for this company to open the store here in Hainan Island. And all this was made possible by the overseas promotion by Hainan province in this April in Southeast Asian countries.
So
Yes.
this built this industry from scratch, right?
Exactly, and Hainan is planning to build an international coffee hub to promote the exchanges, the cooperation between Hainan and over there in Southeast Asian countries and regions. So we are doing something to promote.
Yeah.
And for them, looking for a proper local partner is one of the approach to enter the Chinese market and try to survive and stay here and grow. this is the
Exactly.
strategy. Yeah, especially for those small and medium-sized foreign enterprises and firms.
Great.
And once they've found their reliable sourcing partner, it's hard for them to then leave. I spoke to a Swiss watchmaker. They were, quite established in China, and obviously, in the last 3 years, things have been a little tough because of the, closures. But then I did put this question to him. There were, talks about European and American firms thinking about moving their supply chains out of China. Are you thinking of that too? And then he said we actually did have that evaluation. We had to look elsewhere and think about whether we should diversify our supply chain a little bit. But after that evaluation, we actually decided to stay because of the quality of the partners here, of the sources here.
I think retailers would find it hard to leave too, as Hainan is not only a market of local 10 million people, it's also a market of 50 to 60 million travelers from the Chinese mainland, and that number may double in the next few years. So
The
we're
Hawaii
looking at,
of China.
yeah, I mean,
Well, I think
much bigger land though.
Yes.
Well, I
much
think
bigger
so.
land though.
Besides the Chinese market, we also open to 59 countries and regions. I mean, with a free policy, open to them.
Great. For whole Southeast Asia, I mean, Northeast Asia, and even,
Other parts of the world.
yes. And let's talk a little bit about the free trade, duty-free industry,
duty-free.
because it's all the foreign exhibitors are very excited about this. Hainan Island just rolled out a very audacious plan to close the island, to isolate, I should say, or the island adapt its independent regime of tariffs. So by 2025, many foreign imported products may enjoy zero tariffs or close to zero tariffs. Foreigners may have easy access to this island with easy visa policies. We don't know the details yet. But I visited a duty-free store in Wanning, opened by
Just
Wang
opened
Fujing. Yes,
recently.
Yeah, recently. It was already started operation at the beginning of the year for pilot, and then it's officially open on the 9th. I'm very clear about the date because on that very day they have very good discounts and
You did some
tens of
shopping.
thousands of visitors. It was a rainy day. And rainy in Chinese means a lot of money, falling from the sky. Good meaning. So although they had a smaller scale ceremony held indoor, but people were happy, and all the visitors got the news. I don't know where they got it from Xiaohongshu or whatever, Douyin, or they can get these. They're very tech savvy, When they know there's a discount, they'll go. And we got a big traffic there, and more than 10,000 people showed up. The manager said during the Chinese New Year, they had 50,000 people in one day. So it's like the similar amount that
shocking, yeah.
flocked to the CICPE, that kind of people. The very long queues in front of the checkout desks, very long queues for the lottery. For whatever product you buy, you can enter into a lottery for some gifts. I remember there's a gift table to present free suitcases if you purchase more than 5,000. And by lunchtime, all the suitcases are gone.
Wow.
So if you go there later than lunchtime, there are no gifts left.
So yeah, just imagine how much.
So you have to
purchase
get up
happened there.
really early in the morning.
Yeah.
So I
Actually-
interviewed some people from like Yunnan or Guizhou, and they say, "Oh, we have to be very busy in the shopping because while we're in Sanya, we can get up at lunchtime. We can totally skip breakfast, but here we have to get up at 7, unless otherwise all the gifts are gone because people are quite crazy because they go there just to purchase.
I think
to
also
take advantage.
people are, Sandy had touched on it, after 3 years, people want to spend, people want to enjoy, right? There's a demand for travel, there's a demand for splurging on oneself. You look back at 3 years, people weren't able to do that, so if you're in the retail business, if you run a business and you're targeting the Chinese consumer, now is probably the best time to do it because everyone wants to have fun. You have late December, early January, the ability to travel freely once again. This is great. If you're in the service industry, in retail, in travel, in tourism, this is the timing. This is the moment where people should be capitalizing on that. And it goes back to something one of the Italians, of course, told me, was that you can only really succeed in China if you're in China. If you localize your business, then you can get a gauge of how and who spends on what. You understand the trends. The days of where you run an office back in a different part of the world and you just sell to the Chinese market by shipping products over is most likely over, because there's competition here too now, right? Like you had, Sandy, you had mentioned about Chinese designer brands trying to shed that reputation of being low quality, mass supply, cheap products, where now it's no longer that. And I think that applies to consumer electronics. You have the world's largest consumer drone producer in China in DJI. So I think there's a rush to spending. I'm not waking up at 7 to go get a suitcase in the lottery, but I think a lot of people want to enjoy it. And the timing of this Hainan, this Haikou Consumer Expo is fitting. And hopefully, I think a year on from now, when we look back a year on, since things have opened up a lot more, then we can get a better gauge on where did people spend, where did people want to go. So I guess it's slowly trending in the right direction. People who I spoke with were so happy that things are back to normal and things are going
Yes,
smooth.
exactly. People come to Hainan not only for tourism, but also for duty-free shopping is one of the best choices. Last year in November, the largest standalone duty-free facility was opened over there in Haikou.
Oh, like
So
10
people
minutes
have-
away from here?
Yeah.
Hey, we're on a boat. We could just go.
Let's go now.
Come back
boat
with
over.
cargo.
Let's secure the
Exactly.
signals first.
So recently a new policy was launched. If you buy expensive things, you can pick them up immediately after you buy it. But previously, you have to go to the airport to pick them up. So more and
More
more
freedom,
convenient,
yeah.
more freedom.
And what is that? I think I remember, if I recall correctly, let's say I've been to Hainan, and then within 6 months, if I still have my airplane ticket or the boarding card, can I still buy
Duty-free
duty-free
products.
online?
I think every time you leave the island, you can buy, but in that case, it's
Once
not
you
possible.
left.
Yeah, like
Once you left
no,
the
no. Let's
island.
say I'm here. I can't remember. We'll have to clarify this policy. I don't want to mislead our viewers who come here shopping. But I was told that, okay, let's say you've been to Hainan, within the next half year, if you still have proof of traveling to Hainan, you can make some purchases online at a duty-free discount, which again is enticing for someone. If they've traveled here, then half a year later they want to buy a new phone or a pair of shoes or a computer.
Yeah.
Hey, I can just check into the cdf.com or whatever the website is, and if I still have my boarding card.
You know why they put this policy there? Because the Chinese government is trying to bring what Chinese customers buy overseas back home.
Okay.
On average, before COVID, Chinese people buy around $60 billion worth of foreign products,
Right.
mostly luxury products overseas. They buy either from the producing countries like France, England, or America, or they buy from other duty-free shops in Hong Kong, in South Korea, in Macau. $60 billion worth of luxury products, but they can buy in Hainan now. Hainan can grab more share of that.
Yeah.
You know where is the biggest duty-free market? It's in Jeju Island in South Korea.
Oh, that's
because
right.
most of the customers are Chinese. If you go to Busan or Seoul's international airport, 90% of the customers are Chinese, and those service people have to speak Chinese because Chinese people are very specific in finding whatever they need. So
You've ever been there?
I have. So it's a very long queue. I'm tired of that.
But there has
For your
been an
family?
increasing sales of those duty-free products
Yeah,
in Hainan.
why don't they
like
do it
back
in
in
Hainan?
January for the 7-day Spring Festival, the duty-free sales of Hainan rose by 20%.
That's a large amount.
When the consumption in other part of China is kind of sluggish relatively, but
Still
Hainan
slowly
started
going up.
very strong. Yeah, that's part of the reason. And also China is trying to, improve the situation. I could just mention that the independent trade system, the tax system, trying to make the whole island duty-free, expanding like 10% or 40% cheaper prices on products, alcohol, cosmetics.
Clothes,
From
etc.
those 12 duty-free shop to the entire island.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why there has been an increasing number of exhibitors from overseas participating in
They
the
will have
expo.
places to put out their stores.
They want to grasp the opportunities
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Chinese
Seize.
consumption.
There's a number I want to share. In the past 5 years, since the establishment of the free trade port, the duty-free shopping volume is 15 billion yuan. So that's a large amount.
And I think it's
15 billion.
Billion.
it's smart though, because you're not going to put all of these duty-free locations in Heilongjiang, for example, because no one's going there.
Anyone
for
from
holiday.
Heilongjiang? No?
No
Yeah, no
offense
offense.
to
I once
Heilongjiang.
walked there for 2 years.
But my point is, like, you combine a location, a geographical location that is warm, you have amazing weather,
Yeah.
you can, it's two birds, one stone. You can take a boat, you can take a yacht, you can go surfing. You have a growing tourism industry here. So why not put the retail sale focus on the island of Hainan? So I think it's quite clever, it's quite intuitive to design the sort of future roadmap of where Hainan is headed. And plus you had mentioned those visa policies, which we still have to clarify, about people able to travel to Hainan for a limited time with a visa-free policy.
In
So
groups.
it's
What I know now, I did a research. What I know now is foreigners still enjoy 72 hours
Okay.
stop in here,
Visa-free.
visa-free. Then some Korean group guests can enjoy longer time.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's,
yeah, it
that's
just-
what available now.
It's a perfect combination to put tourism with where people will spend.
You know.
Again, no offense to Heilongjiang people in the Dongmei
Yeah.
region. I wouldn't travel to somewhere cold to go spend my money. Why not come here and enjoy two things at once?
Yeah. So I'm curious. Did you guys spend anything, buy anything from the expo or
Xiaopeng,
from the
let's start with
duty-free?
you. What did you buy?
I
Except the
have been
broccoli.
busy with my reporting, but
We all are. We all are.
Yeah,
Let's claim we
we
all
were
are.
all busy with
yeah,
reporting. Come
exactly.
on.
I do get a gift from SSTV. Later
okay.
to Lisa. This is the
Broccoli.
IP and mascot of SSTV. It's a, guess what is she?
It's
What
a
is she?
turtle.
It's
It's a turtle. It's a green turtle.
The
What's
first
in
time
the
I saw
forehead?
it, I thought it's a
just
turtle as well.
Hairstyle with a hairpin on the top.
Is that
It's
a swirl of the sea?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, swirl
Swirl
of the sea.
The green turtle is the national first-class protected animals in China.
Okay.
Oh.
And
The green
SS
turtle.
Yeah, green sea turtle. SSTV is a purveyor of marine culture. We have been dedicated to protecting the ocean. That is why we choose green sea turtle as the IP. Actually, beside the reportings, beside the stories, we have also held a fashion show during the Hainan Expo. We focus on saving the oceans. And all those clothes presenting on the stage, 26 of them, are environmentally friendly, from materials to design to cloth making processes, all environmentally friendly, with one aim to wake up people's awareness to protect the ocean, the home of the sea turtles. That's it.
Yeah. I'm really glad that we're putting a lot more effort to sustainability development, and that combination with the fashion industry, that definitely raised a lot of awareness for people to.
People love fashion, and more people come to fashion, they will know, oh, they are sea turtles, and they call us to protect the oceans. And during the expo, during the show, we also play some videos about the protection of the sea turtles and to tell people what the situation the sea turtles are in China and how we could protect them from the dangerous situations, etc., etc.
So maybe later on we should all recycle these straws since they
Sure.
are really dangerous to turtles.
I think this is
Right.
recycled ones.
Oh yeah. I feel that
It's
too.
pure plastic
It is.
ones.
It
Hey,
is.
we
It's
went
not
on
plastic.
we did a beach walk the other night, and I saw, like, it was very clean. It was
Yeah.
quite. You had recyclable bins, you had garbage bins actually put out on the beach. So that's a good sign that, because sometimes, I remember the first time I came to Sanya.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say how long ago it was, but it was a very long time, and I do remember seeing a bit of pollution. This is almost 10 years ago, by the way. Now fast forward to today, and just a couple of years ago when I went, we took like a yacht out into the sea. The water it's salty, but it was amazing. It was fresh, it was clean. So I think there is some awareness coming to the local population that, hey, if we want to live nicely, if we want to have this sort of environment, we got to probably protect what's around us as well.
Talking about local population, because Xiaopeng has been working here for 3 years. How many years?
Actually, 10 years. I came to
10
Hainan in
years.
2013.
Okay.
You should consider yourself half
Half of
Hainanese,
Hainanese.
right? I mean, Hainan is not only for the local population now, but also for talents from all over the country.
Even the world.
Yeah, yeah. Tell us about your understanding of the construction or the ratio of different people from all over the country. Where are the major people coming from?
Let me take Hainan TV station as STV as example. Maybe half of them are from local and half of them are from North China. For the presenter in SSTV, there are like 5 to 6 people from Shandong province.
Yeah,
Totally
including you.
14 yeah, including me. I'm from Zibo, the one famous for barbecue recipe.
East China's Shandong province.
Yeah, exactly. So people come here to maybe travel here. They decide to live here, work here, because life here is so cozy, and you know the construction of the Hainan Free Trade Port brings lots of opportunities for people. So you can get your job, your dream job, like me, a presenter, reporter in the TV station. And I have interviewed a friend from South Africa who has been living here for 5 years. He came here in 2018, exactly from the start of the construction of the Hainan Free Trade Port. He just came here for travel and amazed by the island, and he decided to give it a try. I live here. That's it. It's a successful living here. And he has been running an environmental protection company.
Oh, there's a boat coming. Sorry, there's a boat coming in, and it's a lady driving the boat.
Oh,
Let's go out. Let's
Yeah.
She's waving.
Let's join
actually, this Spring Festival, more than 45 visitors go to Sanyao for yachting.
For yachting, okay.
For the 7-day holiday. That's 6,000 people every day in the 7-day holiday. That's a huge number. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Would you be
That's a huge
interested
number.
in driving a boat?
Oh yeah, definitely would. I mean, this
Okay,
is my
the wheel is right there. Go.
okay. Bye guys.
What about you?
Seriously.
Have you had
It's not-
experience?
I've had, me and Omar, we went.
You went?
We went not on a yacht, but we tried to.
Oh, it was not a
We
yacht.
tried to man a flower boat.
It's one of these.
Oh, where?
In Guangzhou.
Oh, in Guangzhou.
It was very romantic.
Yeah, you too.
It was for the Chinese New Year coverage.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
To have some fun,
I
right?
didn't remember that.
You commissioned the story.
This last Spring Festival, Chinese
Just
New
a few
Year.
months ago.
story.
A few
okay.
months
You
ago.
assigned it.
Yeah, you were too
Yeah.
busy reporting for this time and you
Yeah.
remember.
Boat is not as big or impressive as this one, but
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Just because Shopper mentioned so many people from the Chinese mainland and all over the country come here and they love here. They decide to live here and work here, and even bring their families here.
Exactly.
We noticed that some facilities, social welfare system being built here to welcome people from all over the country. There are schools. There are schools from Beijing.
Yeah.
There are schools
colleges.
Shanghai,
Yeah,
Beijing,
Shanghai.
even from the Britain.
Britain. Okay.
National
German.
schools.
There are
And medical
hospitals.
services. I noticed that a lot of hospitals are, from outside provinces, from Shanghai, from Beijing.
Yeah.
They're just over there.
Yeah.
They have their own the bureau here in Haikou. So I think the medical service, education, it's getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah. People come here to live here, to work here. Besides their career, they need facilities, infrastructures related to education, to medical care, etc., etc. That is why Hainan is trying to develop in a fast way to make life here more, cozier.
Because facilities are important, infrastructure is important, talents are also important. With these facilities, would come together with lots of, doctors, with a lot of teachers, with
Teachers.
sort of talented people, very well educated people with international vision, that can bring a lot of help to local development, right?
I should leave Guangzhou and come here.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
What
You're
kind
welcome
of
here.
What kind of career would you pursue?
I'd be working at SSTV.
Yeah, great, great.
No, I think
perfect
for
really
sure,
time.
if I do have a chance to come to Hainan, it'd be for holiday, because number one, the proximity is so close. I don't have to change currencies. I can still use my Jifu Bao, my WeChat Pay here. I don't have to go through customs or border control. Guangzhou to here, or to Sanya for that matter, super close. But I would say, when I think of Hainan, I think you had mentioned infrastructure and some of the facility development here. I will say that I recall Sanya's traffic and perhaps they have a kind of a unique high-speed railway system on the island, which goes around the
Yeah.
entire rim
Yeah.
of the island.
There's a loop, right?
Yeah, the
which is
loop
really
high
which is
speed.
really awesome. It'd be awesome to kind of go around, could pretty much circle.
I
the
took that
island.
train.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do a full loop?
No, not full loop, but the east side from
Okay.
Sanya to
Wani-
Haikou.
okay.
2
Yeah, I
hours.
think east side is more
From
for
Haikou to
tourism,
Sanya.
1.5.
right?
1.5. Oh,
Yeah.
that's the first
That's
one.
the
Yeah.
fast one.
So I think obviously it's a mountainous region. The climate may have impact on infrastructure, but traffic is going to obviously pick up over the next few years. More people are coming here, right? More people.
Yeah,
for
tell us
holidays,
about
so-
the high season and low season a little while later, because we are all keen to know. Because in the high season it could be super expensive, right?
Actually, from October to next like March will be the peak season for tourism. People come to Hainan from all over the country or some other countries.
Because at that time the mainland is cool, it's
It's
cold.
cold.
Right?
So
Yeah,
that's,
it's-
that's the winter peak season. What
Yeah,
about the summer
winter.
one?
Summer ones is there is peak seasons in summer ones. During the holidays for students, the parents will
summer
come to
break.
Hainan with their
Yeah.
kids to enjoy the time here.
I also heard in the summer Hainan is not very hot because of
It's
the,
that house. It's cozy, it's cool.
oh why? Because of
Why?
the tropical weather.
Because of the tropical weather, because the wind from the ocean, they bring the cool atmosphere here.
The annual,
That's cool.
the annual temperature here is about 24 to 27.
The average temperature in Sanya
Degrees
is
Celsius?
25.7 degrees Celsius.
So
it's
precise.
really
Very
cozy.
precise.
Exactly. I haven't lived here for 10 years.
living here
I
for
know
10
it.
years.
I heard that Hainan is trying to promote like not only coming over to Hainan during winter times, but all 4 seasons.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Do you heard of?
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
In this year's Boao Forum for Asia, Premier Li Qiang mentioned that it is not only about the Guild Week, it is Guild Quarter, it is Guild Month. So people come here all over the year,
Yeah.
all the year around.
People coming back
Oh,
from the
the Guild
yacht.
comes
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Same
Hi.
yachts.
She waved back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait.
Because they're happy, they're relaxed.
Quite enjoy the ride.
If you go on ride outside, people on boats on the deck would wave to each other.
Yeah.
Because
cheers.
you're so relaxed, you're so chilled. Yeah.
All right, when are we coming back here for holiday? What's our holiday plan? I would really like if Tang Bo assigned me more stories in Hainan.
Noted.
I could
Noted.
I could do
Noted.
some coverage here, no problem.
I
Yeah,
can
more
feel producing
stories.
you. Take me.
In collaboration with Essential
SSTV,
TV. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You're always welcome to cooperate with us with
I
more
will-
stories.
I will hold you to that offer. I will hold you to
Okay.
that offer. I'll remember.
That's a deal.
Did you? We were doing the what did you buy? We didn't finish that
Oh, yeah.
conversation.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
shirts.
Yeah,
I
we
bought
don't
the
need-
shirts.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't buy anything,
Did you get anything?
but I tasted a lot of things.
Wines.
Wines and the ice cream from that Italian brand
Cabbigiani, yeah.
Gianni, right?
Cabbigiani.
Cabbigiani.
What-
The one that you
oh,
did
the
live
liquor?
streaming with Kate the other day.
Oh,
The ice cream, that was really good.
Ice cream.
that's the
Gelato.
one you filmed in Zhongshan.
Yeah.
It's not ice cream, it's gelato.
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 Italian
It's
gelato.
different.
Don't ever tell an Italian it's ice cream. Well,
My bad.
but it was super. No, it's super good. It was
Really?
peach flavor and chestnut,
Oh no, I
really
didn't get to taste that.
high in calories.
They actually,
Okay.
they're not actually
Okay.
selling, the ice cream. The ice cream's not the product. It's the
machine. The
that's
machine
it.
is the
Oh,
product.
okay,
yeah.
We have interviewed an Italian chef yesterday, and he tells
full
us that
attention was on that.
it's not called ice cream in Italy. It's gelato. It's
Yeah.
more healthy.
Yeah,
it's healthier.
Yeah, I would say it's equally. So you got a shirt. You got the
I got
scrunchie.
the hairband.
Nothing. You have.
I got
Toy.
coffee, but I already shipped them back to Beijing.
What did you
Yeah.
get?
Oh, I got nothing.
Yeah.
We got busy.
You just drink all the way.
We got busy reporting.
He
I
tipped.
was learning some Italian and exploring the pavilions.
I can see that some Haikou local people, they literally took a little trolley with them
Yeah, they
to purchase stuff.
Yeah.
I
Those
saw
are
a lot
trolley.
of them, yeah.
Those are the retired people who were in.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw a lot of.
Some put kids in them and the trolley together with the whatever
Oh yeah.
merchandise they buy.
That's
It
interesting.
becomes a shopping festival for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my first time here in Hainan and first time covering the expo. So yeah, I was really amazed by how many people going in there, and yeah, from 1 to 2-year-old toddlers in their baby carts, and to even the elderly people in their wheelchairs. Like everybody just came here.
It's like a festival.
Yeah, it is.
For them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Festival.
But the public days were only yesterday and today. Well, I think we had 70,000 people flowing in. They had just under 100 different activities people could take part in. I was there today. I went over at around 11. It was incredibly packed.
Yeah.
It was
Last
when
day.
we were there on the first few days. It was fine.
It was okay.
Mostly the corporates, the media were there, and the vendors. But yesterday and today was incredible. It felt like all of Haikou went to that venue.
And all Hainan is here.
I went in, I did my filming, and I got out as soon as I could.
Yeah,
Okay.
the vendors couldn't even
Me
talk
too.
to us. I mean, they were losing their voices, treating hundreds of inquiries and customers. They say after long day, sometimes they get to the exhibition halls very early, like 7, 8 in the morning, and they work until like 6.
Yeah,
They were
6.
standing all the way. They were serving all kinds of products to the
Consumers.
Yeah, but I mean, to your point about different people of different ages and different, I guess, backgrounds
Groups,
coming
yeah.
here, toddlers, even grandparents.
Yes.
I think brands are really, really happy to see that. The brands that I spoke to, they said that they want to sell the idea the luxury is for everybody. It's not for the top echelons of high society. It's for everybody, and they want to make it affordable. And I guess China's middle class is increasingly affluent and increasingly again they're ready to spend, and
300, 400 million now, and could be doubling by 2035. That's the message that some of our key meetings of the party have decided, according to the goal of common prosperity.
That means a good consumption.
Yeah, high quality growth, Chinese civilization, bring more low-income people to the middle and high-income groups, and I think the essence of raising events like this, CICPE, is to encourage people to recognize, to be interested in fine products, whether it's domestically made. And we do have domestically made products pavilions from all the fine brands around the country. Also international products, whether it's domestically made or internationally made, people are encouraged to consume them, to try them, to have them in their lives, whether it's daily use articles or durable goods.
yeah, I tried on a jade bracelet that was worth 700,000 yuan.
That's probably not for
It's
the
only
middle class.
700,000.
That's probably a bit higher.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess here you get a really good chance to just try on everything you
Yeah,
want
if- yeah,
to. You probably won't even be able to purchase, but you can get the chance to.
Yeah, as
feel
soon
it.
as I took that off, they put out another one that's worth 2 million. I'm like, what?
It's cold and it's expensive.
I think they were going the wrong
Perfect for
direction.
you.
They should have gone to like 7,000 RMB.
And they pointed at a counter and they said these are our medium and lower end products.
Is that from Czech?
And I looked at them; they're like all like 30,000 yuan.
But the thing is, there are
That's still
people who can afford that.
Yeah.
And clearly, you wouldn't sell at that price point if that consumer didn't exist in China. But clearly, they do.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
in mass numbers.
Yeah, and the
We're
one
just
that
not there yet.
exactly
getting
the
there.
7,000
I'm
grand
not there.
one that I tried on, the boss told me, oh, someone just bought one.
Well, there you go.
So you have to take it off.
It's like, oh, cool.
You also got. All right, you were going to do a one final sentence thing with us, I think.
Yeah, please, if you'd like to,
What's
because
the
our
prompt?
producers has told us that we may have just a few minutes left. I was really interested to ask Xiaopeng,
Yeah.
because you're very close to the organizer. Will the event get even bigger next year in terms of exhibition area or the number of exhibitors?
I haven't told about the details of the exhibition next year, but I'm pretty sure the interviewees I have interviewed, they are optimistic about the development of the future of the expo. For example, I have interviewed Paolo Bazzoni, the president of the Italian Chamber of Commerce in China, and he is optimistic about the expo here and about the Hainan Free Trade Port. So next year, it's promising.
Yeah.
A bigger one.
The second year after the pandemic, I would see very minimal impact from a pandemic. Tang Bo, you will lead a reporters team to the Canton Fair very soon. How would you compare these two fairs?
Well, I think the Hainan Expo is all about boosting consumption. Of course, Canton Fair is also boosting consumption. But here we focus more on those high-end global products. This is also something that the Deputy Director General of the Bureau told me, that they want to use this platform to attract more exhibitors from around the world, and also encourage the visitors, consumers to buy more products. And this is something they have been working very hard. And boosting consumption, this is something that I've seen during this year's reporting. And I hope that next year, maybe I come over here again and I'll see some more like consumption and some other good products and brands showing off here. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, I can see that from your face. You look enthusiastic about that. What about
and buy something too. This time I didn't
please.
buy anything.
Go ahead.
The first year I was here, I bought a little doll, alpaca doll.
Alpaca.
Alpaca.
Alpacas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the animal.
The
Yeah, the animal. Yeah.
The animal.
Yeah, I haven't had a
cute.
chance to buy anything, and all the stuff that I tried on, I couldn't afford. But
I bought an alpaca's jacket.
yeah,
Yeah, made of alpaca's fur.
yeah, it's very warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not alpaca's fur, it's alpaca's wool.
Wool.
See,
Yeah.
yeah.
Alpaca wool, yeah.
I guess if I come back for another year, I want to check out more fashion shows. So I love
I'm sure
those
they will
new
attract
clothes.
more brands,
Yeah.
domestic and international.
Yeah,
What
sure,
a
for sure.
posh way to have the
Maybe-
fashion show on the sea.
Maybe I'll get to try on one of those couture. I know one of our reporters got to try on one of
Yeah.
the pieces.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
the
next
experiences.
time I'm
Next
going to
year
push
for
for
you.
that.
Yeah, it'll be
It's your
you
turn.
in the
Yeah, it's my
couture
turn.
and do the report.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I definitely want to come back, and hopefully not for work only, but to truly have a leisure trip here. Because this is my first time in Hainan,
And it was for work.
yeah, it's for work. But it's quite fun to work with all of you guys and learn a lot from you with our sharing today. And also a message to our beloved producers: please bring me in next year as well. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Alma?
that's it.
It'd be cool to see more consumer electronics, more tech companies, more sort of hands-on tech products. I think one of the only largest computer companies there was Dell, Alienware. I didn't see any other major companies participating in that sector, but I know it's not really about that. Those tech products get their own events around the country, and of course CES. But that'd be cool to kind of get that involvement. I'll probably come back next year. We'll see
Yeah,
where I am. I don't know where I'll be.
This show is only very young, the third year, and the first 2 years were held during the pandemic, so its influence domestically and internationally, I can see, could be limited. And the third year, I think it's left many people with good impression. It could show its potential influence to Chinese people and foreign exhibitors. So when those people come back, they may decide to come back next year and also bring more other exhibitors. I can see for each category, the exhibitors are quite limited. For cars, there are only limited exhibitors. And for some industries like technology industries, we don't see many major players here. So I think the influence need years to build up, like TES in the US. Need years to build up an international reputation. It needs years to build a reputation for an expo too. I mean, CES in China, CIE in Shanghai has already very famous, but this show is different. It's a very direct contact with end consumers.
True.
And it's built on a free trade port, duty-free trade port. It's facing hundreds of thousands of Chinese tourists every year. So it's a fresh opportunity. It needs time for the market to digest. It needs time for market players to accept and find a way to play with it, including the 2025 policy for the island to establish independent tax. I think
Yeah,
the
the
other
ja-
boat is
Are
playing
they-
some
are they-
nice music.
Yeah, they're
right?
serving alcohol. They have jazz music going. I kind of want to
Oh,
go
that's
over there.
nice. We'd like to
Yeah.
have that
Yeah, I
too.
kind of want to go over there. so-
Producers, do we have the budget to have that later on?
Or should we just crash their party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
We only have a few
champagne.
minutes left, right? Okay,
I'm
we can wrap
about
up
to
now.
go over there
I'm
now,
going
so
to
you
I'm
can-
going to wrap up this very soon, so we can maybe jump over to their
Yeah.
deck.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's jump
So
into
thank
the
you for
water.
watching our very special coverage on CGTN. I'm Junjun Feng from CGTN's Global Business, and please say your name too.
I'm Omar Khan from CGTN Guangzhou.
I'm Zhao Chen from CGTN Digital.
I'm Huang Fei from CGTN Guangzhou Bureau.
Tang Bo, CGTN Guangzhou.
Xiaopeng, SSTV.
And we really enjoyed the last hour of talking on this beautiful deck of a yacht in Hainan, which is part of the very beautiful CICPE show, which is wrapping up today. We'll be sure coming back, and hope you can join us next year. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Great.